Welcome to practice. My name is Selena Garofino. If you are enjoying these classes, I invite you to subscribe, share with your friends, and if you're really keen, join my YouTube membership, which supports me staying in the studio and producing these classes for you every single week. If you're ready to deepen your relationship with yoga, I invite you to complete your yoga teacher training with me, 200, 500 hour and beyond, live streaming in person in select locations around the world. I also offer Katonah training and education for both practitioners and teachers alike, and really potent transformative travel experiences all over the world. And the discount code YouTube will get you a special price. I would love to meet you in person. Okay, if you've been around me for any amount of time, you know how much I love forward folds, and that's all we're going to do today. A deeply nourishing practice to turn inside. Forward bending in the Katonah dialogue is a couple of things. One, it's like get the monkey off of your back. Put the past behind you in a way that it's acknowledged and honored, but you can move forward. It also helps to open up in this esoteric dialogue the kidney band, which in Chinese medicine, the kidneys are our sentience and our fear, but they're also our wise discernment. When they're out of balance, it's fearful. When they're healthy and nourished, it's our stability. You have your right kidney, which is your virility, and your left kidney, which is your mobility, and we're finding this like real sweet equilibrium within ourselves. So let's think today that we're moving towards the shell of the back. I want you as much as possible to work on lengthening your exhalation. You might even play with somewhere between a 4-count in-breath and an 8-count exhale. What's important though is that you're never straining your breath, meaning your next breath you're not like gasping because you were exhaling for too long. But there's something very sweet at the bottom of an exhalation. There's this quiet place where thought and breath and everything sort of stops for just a second. And it can be such a nurturing place to hang out. So we're actually going to start in a downward facing dog with a block. And you might need 2 blocks depending on your height, although I've seen some very small people with only 1 block under their head. You're going to take your hands to the floor and you're going to position the block. It might be a slightly shorter down dog, and it's not quite a Katonah down dog for this first part of the practice. So the legs can be straight, but do ensure that you're not locking out your knees. And then rest your hairline on the block for just a couple breaths. And right away, see if you can make the breath the most interesting thing. You can sort of imagine here that the head is really and truly supported by the block, and that it's almost like the contents of the mind is like spilling out over that block with every exhalation. Whatever you can do here, let the breath, the exhale, be just like at least a little bit longer than the in-breath. Two more full breaths, feeling the anchoring of your 2 hands, your 2 feet, the support of the block under your head. And then nice and gentle, walk your feet up towards that block. Find a little bend in the knees so you're sending the thighs forward towards the belly. And here, you might need more than 1 block on different heights. Same thing, you're gonna let your head just rest. And I actually have my arms in front of the block. I'm taking opposite palm to opposite elbow. You could let the backs of the hands hang. The blocks might be closer to you, although I don't want you so back in your heels that the bum is moving way, way back. So think that you're a little more towards the ball of the foot. The knees are coming towards the armpits. And then again, just let the hairline feel really supported. And this shouldn't in any way feel like compression on the neck. It's more like, again, it's just like when you're leaning up against a wall, there's just some real support there. And let's pull on that imagery a little bit. Who's holding you up in your life? Even if they're not, living near you, who offers you their kind support? It's always useful to take stock of the things, the situations, the ways in which we are resourced. Good, nice job. Take those blocks now, or one block, whatever you have, grab two, and then take the blocks out in front of you and bend your knees a little deeper. Send your bum back and your sternum forward, up on fingertips on the block, so that there's a real sense of almost like a push-pull between the hands and the feet. Take the gaze ever so slightly forward, and then keep the middle, hold the middle, and take both of your hands out to the left, opening up all the way through that right side body. Very good. And then sweep in an arc over to the right. Same thing, hold the middle, a little pressure through that left foot, look out to the right. Really nice. And then travel back to the midline once again. Leave the blocks there and fold over the legs. One more time. Bend the knees, drop your head and your arms, let everything be heavy. Throw the knees forward like two balls, then the thighs, then the pubic bone, and roll yourself all the way up to stand. Take a nice breath here at the top. Feel the support of your 2 feet. You might rock forward and back for a moment on the ball of the foot and then the heel. And then take 2 fists and just here where this lower back is, give yourself a little gentle, in a way that feels yummy, massage of your lower back muscles. Just using your knuckles to sort of massage. They're called your multifidi, and then your erectors, and your quadratus lumbarum, some big fancy words. But all these tissues of the lower back that can sometimes give us a little trouble. And then take your knuckles to the side of your sacrum, down between where the glutes meet, and just give yourself a little massage up and down that bony part. And you might think here, sometimes I like to do a little poke the tail out, poke the tail under, just to release those tissues. Nice. And then take the backs of your hands and really lightly tap where the kidneys are. Just a little tap, tap, tap. That's it. And then release that. Find a little shake through the arms, a little bounce in the heels. Very good. And then inhale and take your arms up alongside of your ears and just trace the center line and fold right back down over your legs for another fold here. Take your right hand to your left shin, cross your left arm over the top and grab your right shin. And then think that you're widening the sitting bones by pulling your shins out into the palms of the hands. So you're lifting the buttock bones, little bend in the knees towards the armpits, and pulling out into that frame. Crown of the head is dropping. Nice big breath. Two more breaths. Might even take the gaze gently between your legs and just envision the past behind you, truly behind you, supporting you. Can envision the monkey sliding off of your back, whatever it is that is no longer in need of being carried forward. Doesn't mean it's all going to magically disappear today, but every time that we practice inhabiting that space, we teach our neurology, our cells, we teach the mind. Good. From here, bend your left knee and take your right arm up to the sky and just unfold into a little spinal twist. And then take your right arm alongside of your ear, cross it over, grab the left shin, and then bend your right knee, take your left arm up to the sky. Expanding through the sides of your waist, left arm overhead, cross the shin. Good. And then opposite palm to opposite elbow, bend the knees deeper, take your torso parallel to the floor, sit back into chair pose, and then push all the way up to stand and send your pubic bone forward. Nice job. Bend the knees and sink the hips once again. Fold right back down, same way you came up, dropping the crown of the head to the floor. Now this time, pick up your right foot, slide your right hand underneath of your right foot, pick up your left foot and slide your left hand underneath of your left foot. Bend your elbows out to the side and release over the legs once again. Now these hangs are difficult, so it might not feel as nourishing today. It might feel like there's a lot of challenge here. And in that case, it's like, how am I in this moment? How am I in other moments like this? What lessons can I learn? How can I put my imagination in this to support myself? We don't hold poses together just with muscle. We hold them together with imagination, with our thought, with the structure. 2 more big breaths. Really nice. Pull your hands out from under your feet one at a time. Bend the knees once again. Throw the knees forward and do that spinal wave up. Tuck the tailbone, come all the way up to stand, and then pause at the top once again for just a breath. Broaden the collarbones, anchor down through the feet, rise through the crown of the head. Good. Please grab a blanket, or maybe even 2, depending on how thick your blankets are, and place it right at the top of the mat, and then come to stand with your heels on the mat and the balls of the feet on the floor. And for a moment again, just stand and drop in and see if you can take a nice fluid in-breath all the way down into your lower abdominals. And then as you exhale, sense the breath rising from the pelvic floor up and out of the crown of the head. And see again if you can let the exhale be just a little longer than the in-breath, if not twice as long. Just 2 breaths. Really nice job. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs just below the seat. Draw the heads of the arm bones back, lengthen the chin slightly in, and then send your seat back as you fold forward over your legs. This time, pick up your heels and cup them in the palms of your hands. Send your knees towards your armpit, crown of the head towards the floor. And hold and breathe here. It's like your thighs are coming forward into the belly. And if you need to widen your feet because getting your knees in your armpit is just not possible with the shape of your body, that is perfectly fine. We're just working towards an archetype, but the archetype isn't necessarily going to work for every single person in every single moment. But holding the archetype in our mind, the form, it gives us something, a formula really to work towards. And even if we never get to the end result, that process along the way irons out our proverbial wrinkles, undoes the knots. Couple more breaths. Good. Undo the clasp from the heels. Widen your heels as much as you need to lower down into a squat. Take the elbows to the insides of the knees, the fingertips to touch, and take a little bit of movement here, just, familiarizing yourself today with what it's like to be in your hips. Couple nice big breaths. Good. Really nestle the knees into the armpits now best you can. And again, you can modify this however you need to. And then you're going to take a block in your hands with the elbows bent. I'm going to keep contact between my chest and my thighs. This might not be possible for you today. So again, you're going to honor your system and your body. But from here, I'm holding this nice heavy cork block between my hands. I want you to lift your bum up, keeping that sense of fold, and then drop the bum back down. Lift the bum up and drop back down. And your knees might be making lots of noise like mine. These things happen as we get older. Up and down. Couple breaths. I only mention that in case the microphone is picking it up. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can set that block down. Open up the knees a little bit more. Take your right arm to the inside of your right leg and take your left arm up to the sky. Nice full breath. And then travel to the other side. Left hand to the inside of left leg. Right arm up to the sky. Good. Right hand back down. Fingertips to touch once again. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs one more time. Bring the feet back in about hip distance apart. And again, fold over the legs. You can pick up your heels here, or if you wish, take your right arm behind your right leg. Grab your left shin. Dive the left arm behind the left leg. Grab the right shin and fold. something so nourishing about folds. Some days when I'm short on time, the only thing I do is a 5-minute forward fold. See if you can envision the thoughts just tumbling out of your head, absorbed by the earth. Cultivating that long exhale. Washing yourself with breath. Really nice. Undo the hook of the legs. Set the blanket aside and just walk your feet back to a downward facing dog. Straight legs for a moment just to open up the calves. And then lower down to your knees. Take your knees a little wider than your hips. Inhale and arch your back. Exhale, tuck your chin. Drop your elbows to the floor. Child's pose. Again, inhale to rise. A little back bend. Exhale, tuck the chin and go back. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, take it back. Very good. Sit back on your heels. Grab that blanket once again and slide it underneath of your seat. I'm just going to finish with a really simple spinal twist. Extend the legs, and then from here, bend your right knee, take your right heel in, and place your right foot on the outside of your left leg. You can stay right here, or optionally kick your left heel in towards your right buttock bone. Take your fingertips behind you, left arm to the sky, and then spin around yourself. Broaden your collarbones. Rather than leading with the head, lead with the heart. That's a metaphor for life too, I guess, but here, let your chest lead the way and the head follows. Good. Inhale and come back to the center. Let's switch sides. Extend the legs, left foot to the outside of the right knee. Optionally, right heel towards buttock bone. Take your left fingertips behind you, right arm to the sky. Big breath in, and then pivot to the left. Spin around yourself. Broad collarbones, wide, spacious chest and upper middle back. Really beautiful. Use your in-breath to come back to the center. Uncross your legs. Take them as wide as the mat with your knees bent, and take a happy baby pose, a seated happy baby, if you will. Pull the chest forward, nice and long. Couple breaths here. You can wiggle your bum back and keep wiggling till you find yourself in a wide-legged sort of seated forward fold. And then lengthen the front of your spine and come all the way up. Come to a cross-legged seat on the blanket. Nice and simple. Very good. We're going to finish with a box breath. So close your eyes or drop the chin and lower the gaze as you wish. Hands to knees, sit up nice and tall, and exhale completely. And then take a 4 to 6 count in breath. And as you do so, I want you to envision the moon waxing, getting brighter and brighter. And at the top of that in-breath, envision the full moon above the crown of the head, casting its illumination over you. As you exhale, picture the moon waning and the darkness returning. And at the bottom of the exhale, stay empty for the fertility of the creative new moon, and then start the cycle again. So breathing in an even 4 to 6 counts, retaining 4 to 6, exhaling 4 to 6, and staying empty for 4 to 6 counts. And with every breath, imaging the cycle of the moon, so that it's really mind, body, breath, stable, able, and imaginative. Good. After the bottom of your next exhale, let that go. Bring your hands in front of your face and rub your palms together. Cup your hands over your eyes, feeling the warmth of your own touch. Open your eyes behind your hands, let in the dark. Release your palms, let in the light, and gently welcome yourself back. As I always say, if you have time for meditation or shavasana, please take that time for yourself to be in your inner sanctuary you've just created. If you need to conclude your practice today, I support that as well, and I will see you next time. My name is Selena Garofino. I created my 200-hour self-paced, totally virtual Yoga Alliance accredited teacher training and priced it at just $4.99 because I believe that everyone deserves access to excellence in education. Studying with me live streaming or in person can cost upwards of $2,500, and I want anyone that desires to pursue this path with me to be able to do so at an accessible rate from the comfort of their own home. Inside of this training, you will learn to cue with potency and efficacy. You'll learn to sequence powerfully vinyasa, hatha yoga classes, and so much more. You'll learn the art of adjustments, how to use props effectively and purposefully, not just saying to your students, grab a block if you need to. There are guest lecturers talking about topics like trauma-informed yoga, anti-racism in the yoga space, and so much more. When you're part of this program, you have access to bi-weekly calls with me for as long as you wish. Additionally, I host a special monthly event for all of my students and graduates. You have access to the recordings for as long as you wish. Inside of those classes, we talk about business of yoga. We go into deep pose studies. There's special meditation and asana classes, special storytelling classes, and so much more. Basically, I'm telling you that I've got you even after you graduate the program. We also have a private student forum that is not on social media, so you don't have to log into your Facebook to connect with other learners or to connect with me. If this sounds like something that you are interested in exploring, I invite you to head over to my website or send me a message so we can chat. Excellence in education is yours, and I am here to help you deepen your practice. Whether you just want to really dive into the heart of the yoga tradition or you're ready to take your passion for yoga out into the world, this is for you.